Hello, good evening. I'm Sharandu Malishkar. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. Today we are here to talk about 19th century art and special artists. Let us first find out what is art. Art is very important thing in the world. Art helps to people have a peace of mind as well as their leisure time. Art also helps to develop the unity of the society. Good people are born, imaginations develop. New inventions are emerging. Art is divided in art is divided into different parts such as dance, music, drama, visual arts. Visual art have a special place in art. Also, the eras of art are the ancient era, 18th century, 19th century, 20th century. Art gave rebel view the images of various artists in the world. Artists are Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael Sanzio, were born before 19th century. Vincent van Gogh, Paul Cézanne, Paul Klee, Edward Degas were born in the 19th century. Many artists were born even after 19th century. Also, many works of art were created in the world at different times. For example, the Mona Lisa sculptures David. There were different eras of the world. The 19th century was a very important era of the art. The 19th century was marked by the emergence of the unique works of art, as well as specialist artists from around the world. We look at 19th century artists today. Okay, now we are okay. Now we know what is art. We are talking about 19th century and its specialists. I invite Dileep to continue the more details of the 19th century artist. Dileep.
Thank you, Shalindu. Okay, 19th century art. The 19th century was time of a rapid and profound change in Europe and the world. With the France Revolution, the collapse of the Spanish, Holy Roman, and France Napoleonic empires, and the rise of the British and German empires, Europe was in a state of constant political and geographical flow. At the beginning of the 19th century, neoclassicism was a style of painting in Europe, developed as part of a larger decorative style that include architecture, sculpture, and fine arts. The hub of Western artistic activity was Paris, and the France Academy and Salon represented the establishment. Flavoring neoclassicism was the beginning of the century and later Romanticism. 19th century arts, and especially painting, was no different. The changes that took place during the 100 Years were dramatic, transitioning from the works of the historical old master style to the dawn of modernity. Okay, now I invite Sandhani to the continue our discussion. Sandhani.
Thank you, Dilip. Okay, now I'm going to present in what are the reasons for the images of new art in 19th century. The 19th century was a period when Europe and the world experienced rapid and profound change in all areas. This has had profound effect on art in 19th century. Artists wanted to present a new art by changing the old traditional technique. So far there has been exaggerated and but the artists wanted change from older generation and they started paint reality. This art is called Impressionism. Impressionism was a radical art movement that began in the late 18th century, centered primarily around Parisian painters. Impressionists rebelled against classical subject matter and embraced modernity, designing to create work that reflect the world in visual light. Impressionism was developed by Claude Monet and other Paris-based artists for the early 1860s. Impressionist art weren't trying to play a reflection of real life, but an impress of what the person liked. Atmosphere, object or landscape look like to them, and indicate how a light fall on an object or figure by touches of broken color that model form without recourse to define outline. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to invite Ashan for continue our discussion.
Yes, Sandhini, thank you. Here we can look at the artists who organized in the 19th century, especially the Edward Manet, the Claude Monet, the Camille Pissarro, the Pierre-Auguste Renoir, the Edgar Degas, and so on. Edward Manet was a French Modernism painter. He was one of the first 19th century artists to paint modern life as well as a pivotal figure in the transition from realism to impressionism artist. Among his painting, Olympia, Dijuna Solberg at the Folies Virgin, such paintings take a special place. Also, the Claude Monet artist is a unique artist of this era. Oscar Claude Monet was a French painter and founder of Impressionist painting, who is seen as a key precursor to modernism, especially in his attempt to paint nature as he perceived it. His paintings, Impressionism, Sunrise, Woman with a Parasol, Madame Monet and her son, Luncheon on the Grass. Painting can be pointed out. Pierre-Auguste Renoir is another artist who emerged in this era. He was a French artist who was a leading painter in the development of the Impressionist style. Sunshine of the Boating Party, Two Sisters, The Large Bathers, The Umbrella, such painting can be pointed out. Also, Edgar Degas' artist is a unique artist of this era. He was a French Impressionist artist famous for his pastel drawing and oil painting. He is especially identified with the subject of dance. Among his paintings, the ballet class, the blue dancers, dance on the stage, such painting can be pointed out. So, in this era, many such paintings have been created by unique artists. Now, I would like to give our sister Rasanjali a chance to present some of the special works of the 19th century. Rasanjali.
Thank you, Ashan. Okay, let's look at the next 19th century artist painting. In the 19th century, artists such as Edward Manet, Claude Monet, Camille Pissarro, Pierre-Auguste Renoir, and Edgar Degas were important. Their artwork was a great help in taking this century in a different direction. In discussing their painting, one can introduce Edward Manet's Lawn Party painting itself. Today, this is an internationally acclaimed creation, but at that time there was strong opposition to this painting. The image of the naked woman included in the painting caused this era skinny. The painting shows a naked woman sitting together with two European dresses. If ever there was painting of a naked woman, it was of an angel or a royal lady. It angered the cult fans. This painting also helped to bring the 19th century into a new era of painting. Next, we discuss Camille Pissarro vegetable garden painting in Hamlet Pissarro. Latest method was the pointillism. What is special about this place is that it given the viewer a mixture of colors. Okay, I invite Shehan to continue our discussion.
Thank you, Rasanjali, for the chance, and have a great good evening to all of you. Let's down the point. I would like to speak about the conclusion of 19th century art history. Modernism was a cultural movement that spread throughout Europe in the 19th and 20th centuries. It is difficult to define, but in general, it is seen as a move toward change. The fully industrialized world at the time had a special impact on the more traditional lifestyles and traditional forms of art. People began to look for new possibilities for more innovative began and activities. The main precursor to painting change was the invention of the camera. The photographic image restored the workings of the painting, forcing the artist to do more than just record the person or event as he saw it. A 19th century art movement rejects realism and imagery and represents an visual and composite world. Symbolists sought to express occult and spiritual ideas through color and line. They could use these elements to express incredible feelings and thoughts. Thus, in the history of Western art, the break with the notion that a painting should mimic external reality took place in the early 20th century. Since the 19th century, the world has been changing repeatedly politically, socially, and scientifically, and so has art. The introduction of photography was very important in this process. In fact, questions across as to whether in this process it was not art of process of creating something new. For many artists, a revolution had to take place. Imitating reality was a no longer challenge. In this presentation, we hope to present a good study of a crucial information about 19th century art history. Thank you.